So good evening everybody and welcome back to F1 here on FTRL. It is the penultimate week of the season for season 17 and we are here at the high speed Red Bull ring for round 11 of Div 1. So last week then we saw a champion crowned. It is IFR Lynx who wrapped up his first Div 1 crown in FTRL with a brilliant drive to P5 as his rivals all crashed out, meaning he can relax for the final 2 rounds, knowing that the pressure is off and he can go and enjoy himself around the tight, or the short but high speed nature here of the Austrian circuit. We are on board with TTG Tibos as he comes around the infield part of the lap. See if we can find somebody who's about to start a lap. It is Wesker by luck of it, instead of the homeboy. We'll go on board for a lap then of the Red Bull ring. Up the start finish straight with the DRS wide open into turn 1. Good overtaking opportunity. However, a lot of drivers will wait for this DRS straight to make a movement up then the hill we go through the kink of turn 2. Under the bridge for heavy braking into turn 3. Good overtaking opportunity there. Look for lots of side-by-side action. Then the third DRS zone straight away. They go over the crest and start dropping down the hill towards turn 4. Difficult downhill off-camber braking zone. Let's get apexes nicely then. Could have used a little bit more of the track there. A little hesitant on the power. Through the kink of turn 5 into the left-hander of turn 6. Drops away using, again, a little bit more track there. You feel Wesker could be pushing a little bit harder. Looking to get a banker in through 7 and 8. Now going over the crest under the bridge. It looks as if he's going to peel off here as he goes into the penultimate corner of turn 9. And he does indeed peel off into the pits, so abandoning his first run. And we'll pick up then with Funky Fox instead, who is on his first flying run. Of course, Funky Fox, who had P3 last time, has moved up to P2 in the championship then, so it's a McLaren 1-2. Oh, he's on the curb and into the gravel he goes. So Funky Fox just caught the inside curb. Oh, he's going to spin as well. That's all gone wrong for him there. The curse of the commentator has struck. Just as I was about to start bigging him up. He loses the back end there in the middle part of the lap. Oh, and Funky Fox has been disqualified for the session for going the wrong way. That's particularly harsh for the game. That's very harsh, and so Funky Fox will have it all to do from the back of the grid. However, we have seen him pull out a number of strong results this season from the back of the grid already, so he'll have to do it all over again. On board then with CR7. Looks like he's about to come into the pits though. Made the move to the inside, he is, so... Oh! And then has a moment on the way into the pit lane. Adamako will try and get around a complete lap. He looks like he's on an in lap as well. It's just finished then, so it's all a bit stop-start at the moment. Check there to Oscar, who is yeah, I am sort of spinning everybody there. It's Oscar then supporting Ariel Funky Chicken. Let's have a look then at the current running order then. Oxox then on provisional pole at the moment with the 1:35, the only man into the 1 minute 3s, with the champion behind him, P2 Lynx, Tibos in 3rd, Dylan P4, Eel Chris 5th, Funky Chicken, who is back now full-time at Mercedes. He's P6, CR7 is P7, with Tom Duval back from his holidays. He is P8, Adamako P9, and Dutch Tricks and P10 after his first run. On the way out now for second run. Let's find Tom Robbo back for his second outing in FTRL. He's also in a Red Bull then, so both Red Bull drivers are missing this week, so both of them are being subbed in. Let's see how he gets on then. Oh, and validates straight away, so not the best start from him. We'll pick up with Scuba, who is a little bit further up the road. Coming into the turn 3 braking zone. Start going over the crest of the hill. Funky Fox, I feel for you, mate. That was ridiculous. Well, there's no way you should have been disqualified for that. You would literally just turn your car around, but hey ho, that is a Codemasters game for you. Jones in the chat there, expecting a win for his guy Sway. So Sway yet to set a lap time. He's currently at turn 1, heading up the hill. I'll come pick up with And again, in a moment, then we'll see Scuba finish up his lap. Score. Scuba had that brilliant run to P2 in Spa a couple of weeks ago. Can he continue that strong resurgence of form out of the final corner? He comes and now drives for the line. And he goes P6 with that run. 1:04.3. Fine sway in the middle of sector 2. Using the curve on exit there. Apexes nicely. Using the curbs on exit as well. You saw Wesker was quite a way away from the curbs on his lap sway there, using all the track. Into the final sector then, just 2 corners to go. Links it into front of the corner nicely, using the curbs. Final corner, don't run too wide. It's nice and tidy through there, and now drives for the line, and Sway goes P4. 1:04.1, and the highest placed runner on the medium tyres. A lot of the guys going for the alternate strategy so far. His second Mercedes as Funky Chicken has popped himself into P2 on a 1:38. Sox is on a lap, I believe, and he is going faster. He's also going to get a little bit of a slipstream there from the Aston Martin ahead of him. It's Dylan. So Sox timed this run nicely. Can he get a little bit of slipstream? Can he just extend that gap at the top? He can. A 1:34 from Oxox then. Puts another 10th between himself and Funky Chicken. Andor has abandoned his lap. Let's find Dutch Tricks out of the final corner. That start then his flying run, so let's see what the Dutch magician can do. Into sector 1 he goes. DRS is open on the run up the hill. Staying to the left. Brake just at the 100 metre board. Fixes nicely. Power down. DRS popping open again. Ferrari getting well out of the way ahead of him. CR7 meanwhile has popped himself into P2 on those medium tyres as well, of 1:03.7 from CR7. That is a very impressive lap. One of the drivers in going for the alternate strategy here. Ooh, got a Alpine spun up the side of the road there. Into the final couple of corners we go then, and now it is a drive for the line. Running nicely through there, and Dutch Tricks goes P4. 1:38, also on the medium tyres. Just popped himself ahead of his teammate Tom Duval, who's popped himself into P5. So the Alfa Romeo boys both going well so far, 4th and 5th. And then Lynx then on his second flying run. Let's see how the newly crowned champ gets on. Of course, McLaren can wrap up the Constructors' title here as well. The drivers sitting 1 and 2 in the championship. He must sit on top of the Constructors' pile ahead of Alfa Romeo. Into the middle part of the lap through the left-hander. Apexes nicely. Into turn 7 again. Just apexes the curb nicely. Using the curbs nicely. Watch the Red Bull. Just about out of the way. 2 corners to go. Opens the angle up off the curb. Nice and tidy. Nice run there through the final corner, and now it drives for the line. Can he improve on P6? He goes second. 1:36 for Lynx. Back onto the provisional front row. He goes. So current constructor standings is as follows. Then McLaren on top on 367 points. Dutch Tricks and Tom Duval giving chase, and Alfa Romeo then on 278 then. So McLaren, if they, well, they need to do anything to wrap it up here. But it's not a done deal. If they can outscore Alfa Romeo tonight, Alfa Romeo going to pull them back. It needs to be, what we're looking at, so 30 points for a win, 26 for second, plus pole on fastest lap. You're looking at that 58. So they need at least 58 points lead, and they currently have 90. So Alfa Romeo need to outscore them by 40 points. How does Tom Robbo get on? He goes third on a 1:03.7 then, so very tidy luck there from Tom Robbo. Put himself onto the second row and then loses it out of the first corner and into the wall. So Tom Robbo's qualifying comes to an end, having put himself onto the second row of the grid. He's kicking himself there, silly error. He's now out of qualifying, so will not be able to improve. He'll have to hope that those around him don't make too many improvements. Between now and the end of the session then, current running order then, with 4.5 minutes to go, Ox continues to sit on provisional pole with Lynx joining him on the front row. Tom Robbo now third with CR7 in P4. Funky Chicken and Dutch Tricks share the third row with Alamaco and Tom Duval on the fourth. Sway and Evil Chris rounding out the top 10. And you've got TTG Tibos, Dylan, Scuba Graham, Dan Wesker, Andor and Funky Fox, who is guaranteed to be starting on the back row of the grid. How is Andor getting on then? He has just started a flying run, so we'll go on board then with the Ferrari man. Heading up then to turn 3. Get a little bit of slipstream from his teammate. Will work out quite nicely. Down into the braking zone for turn 4. Handing the corner nicely moved. Matt Tibos pots himself P2. Red Bull man moves up to second there. 1:03.6 for him. How is Andy getting on this lap? Must be his first flying lap, so there's no sector time to see if he's up or down. Now just a couple of corners to go. Where can Andor put himself on the grid? Get into the right-hander. Stays within track limits, and now it is a drag to the line, and he goes P10, a 1:40 for him. Knocks Sway out of the top 10. Now let's find his teammate Wesker, who's about to start a flying lap. Excuse me, we're getting my core tea down before it goes cold. And up then to turn 3 he goes. Now, will Andy repay the compliment with the slipstream? He will. The Ferrari boys working nicely in tandem here, and they're getting out of the way. Wesker carries on then. Now we'll get the second split point in a moment between turns 6 and 7. Let's see how he's getting on. Currently on a 1:05.7. I'll be looking to improve on that. He is marginally up on that one, but only marginally. He'll need a bigger improvement if he wants to move up places, but maybe the last sector is where he lost a lot of his time. And again, one corner to go. Wesker's been bigging himself up for a victory in his home race. And he puts himself P10 then, goes into the top 10 on those medium tyres, just ahead of his teammate then, so both Ferraris on a 1:04.0. Wesker on a 0:45 and on a 0:92 after those flying runs. And then just 1:40 of the session to go. Drivers now starting to head out then for their final flying runs. So Lynx is going to be the first then to start his final run. Let's join the champ. Goes through turn 1. Oh, and invalidates on corner exit. So now he's got time to get around and have a go again if he so wishes. Let's see. He's getting out of the way at the moment then. Dylan was coming through behind him, so let's pick up the Aston Martin man. After a run of bad results, or non-finishes, managed to finish the race at Monaco last week, so much improved from Dylan. Hopefully he'll be continuing that form and we'll see the checker flag again, although he was a little tight on fuel last week. Of course the glitch there means that safety cars don't come out at Monaco of all places. He underfueled his car quite dramatically, and to say he was on fumes was an understatement. Then he is 0.3 of a second up then, so this could provisionally put him right inside the top 10. 2 corners to go. Might get a little bit, a bit wide out the final corner. That might cost him a little bit of time, but he makes up another 10th and goes up to P8 then, so the Aston Martin man into the top 10. Right, movement. Who have we got? Dutch has invalidated his lap. Funky Chicken is behind him, coming into turn 4. So let's stay on board then with the Mercedes man. 1.2 seconds covering 1st and 17th. So once again, a very tight grid here at the Red Bull Ring. Oh no, Funky Chicken has invalidated. Dan Morris goes P11. We've got coming around, is that Adam Mako? No, it was either Chris, who goes P12. Funky Chicken crossing the line. And while coming around then to complete another flying run, does he improve? He does not. Graham stays P16, goes ahead of Scuba. Comes CR7 out the final corner. Oh, he invalidates at the final corner. What would have been a 103.8. It wouldn't have been an improvement anyway. Stays P5. What about Lynx? Has he started another run? The answer is no, he's into the pits, so he's happy with his P3. And that then seems to be your lot. So Oxox takes the 11th pole position of the season. Joined on the front row by Matt Tiverson. So it is Oxox who is on the pole position by 0.186 of a second from TTG Tibos in the Red Bull Lynx. The newly crowned champion starts P3 with the second Red Bull P4. So the subs doing an excellent job then, both qualifying on the front 2 rows. Tom Robbo in 4th. CR7 starts P5 with Funky Chicken alongside him P6. Dutch Tricks lines up P7 alongside Dylan in the Aston Martin, with Adamako P9 and Tom Duval rounding out the top 10. Free titles going to Dan Morris, Eva, Chris, Wesker, Andor, Sway, Graham, Scuba and Funky Fox. And then with the racing done, or the qualifying done rather, it's time to get the racing underway. And who do we fancy for a podium? Then good evening, Unsafe. Thank you for joining in. Josie disappointed by Sway's effort in qualifying, but it's all about the race. Perhaps the alternate strategy in the free tyre choice is the way to go. And of course, Wesker's been bigging himself up this week, saying he found an OP tyre strategy as well, so watch out for the Ferrari man. Trying to punch his way through from further down the grid. The drivers then starting to prep themselves for the race. Strategies have been decided, and we are onto the grid. And for the 11th time this season, we'll run down the starting order, find out who is on what tyre, and predict who's going to finish on top of the pops. So it is Oxox who is on a pole position. 3 wins to his name this season already. Is he going to make it 4 tonight here at the Red Bull Ring, giving him the best possible chance by starting at the pointy end of the grid. He is joined by TTG Chibos in the Red Bull. Great qualifying from Matt, finding himself sharing the front row. The newly crowned champ, shackles are off. He can go out and enjoy himself. He starts P3, also on the soft tyre. 4th is IFR Robbo. Tom Robbo starting on the second row, also subbing in tonight at the Red Bull. What can he do off the second row of the grid? CR7 could be disappointed with a P5, but he is the highest placed runner starting on the medium tyres, so perhaps it was a deliberate strategy to start back and not improve on the softs at the end. He starts P5. Funky Chicken joins him on the 6th row. He's on the soft tyre. Dutch Tricks P7, also starting on the medium tyres, the alternate strategy for the Alfa Romeo man. Dylan is P8, starts on the soft tyres. Adamako in P9, also on the medium tyres, and Tom Duval rounds out the top 10, starting on the softs. Free tyre choice for everybody thereafter, starting with Dan Morris, who starts 11th on the medium tyre. Evil Chris is on the medium tyre, starting P12. Wesker is starting on the hards. He lines up 13th. His teammate behind him, Andwar, 14th on the medium tyres. Graham and Sway have come together on the sighting lap. They start 15th and 16th, both on the medium tyres. Scuba is P17 on the mediums, and Funky Fox bringing up the rear, starting on the softs. We've seen him come through for strong results already this season from the back of the grid. He's going to have to do it once again. The Red Bull ring allows for plenty of overtaking. Will be a bit of a DRS train. So expect some big trains going on in the early lap sense. So the grid has formed back up again. We've got 18 drivers. We've got the lights going on. And away we go. And it's a good start from Tom Robbo. And Lynx as well. Matt Tibos is having to defend. Tom Robbo getting up the inside of Lynx further back. The side-by-side exit. A great start from Oxox. So he gets the whole shot from pole position. Tom Robbo and Lynx side by side as they run up towards turn 3 for the first time. Dutch Trick sweeps to the inside to block off Funky Chicken. And looking to make a move on CR7 into turn 4. Tom Robbo gets the move done. CR7 sweeps back around the outside of Dutch Tricks further back. Adamaka up 2, he's up to 7. Funky Chicken down 2, and Dylan down 1 as well. Dylan looking for a way past in the background side by side. Dan Morris and Evil Chris is that. Well, it's Tom Duval. He's had a poor start, down 1. Evil Chris has actually gone up 2 then, so Evil Chris had a really good start. Funky Fox up 3 already as well. He's had a really good start. And Sway having made those tyres quite cold. Had a bit of a poor start, down to 18. Dan Morris is also dropping down the order. Something happened down on the opening lap. Oh, he's got some wing damage unfortunately, so Dan's going to have to pit at the end of lap 1. Asman, it's all gone a little bit wrong, but across the line, the train comes up towards turn 1 with a great shot, that is. Oxox continues to lead the way from the Red Bulls. And Tom Robbo now starting to make eyes on the back of his teammate. No DRS this time around, of course. Oh, Lynx has gone wide. He maybe just almost caught the back of his fellow stablemate there. Gives the place up to CR7, who is still up to P4. And now Dutch Tricks is thinking about a move on the new champ. Further back, Funky Fox goes past Wesker and into P12. He's up 6 places already. He's the biggest mover. A couple of the drivers up 2 places. Because there's a down, of course, having to have to pit on that one. Oh, Dutch Tricks with a big slide there on the exit of 7. It's cost him a little bit of time, and now he's got Adamako looking at him. And he's bringing Funky Chicken with him as well. Sparks fly. This little train forming. Fastest lap goes to Oxox, then Tom Robbo, then CR7, all in quick succession. And that slide from Dutch Tricks has just opened that gap up. Now he's out of DRS range, potentially. He is, so he's not got DRS on this straight. And is that going to be critical for him, because everybody behind him does. And he's again out of DRS range. Can he get back in? No, he's going to be out of it again. He's going to be vulnerable here. Change for the lead. Meanwhile, Matt Tibbles takes the lead, but here comes Oxox back at him with the DRS to the outside. Oh, cuts the nose off there. Matt Tibbles has to just stand on the brakes. And the top 5 have made a bit of a break here. Dutch Tricks has been fighting a rearguard action, and that gap is over a second. So he's now going to try and push and try and get back within that 1 second window. Got it down to 9/10 of a second. Oh, what's happened? Oh, Tom Robbo's gone. Oh, crashed on the exit of turn 8 is that. And out goes the Red Bull, and VSC deployed on lap 3. Oh, that's such a shame. Into the pits has come Lynx, come Funky Chicken, come Dylan, and come Tom Duval very early on. All soft tyre runners have decided to take this opportunity for a cheap pit stop. Dan Morris would have been hoping for a full safety car. Hasn't come, it's just a VSC for the moment, so Oxox regains the lead. Tom Robbo unfortunately spinning out of 3rd place. Such a shame for the Red Bull man. Great qualifying from him. Still under VSC at the moment, then Oxox is your race leader. The VSC then, so we had a lap. Now this is of course where the accident happened there on the exit of turn 7 and 8. And away we go, racing again. Fox then pulling away from TTG Tibos. On the run up then 2-1. That's kind of splintered this first group then. Dutch Tricks has managed to get back within the DRS range of CR7, who I think has just lagged out, but should be back in his car again, I believe. Yeah, he's back in his car again now, but he has lost touch there with the top two. DTG Tibos looks again at the inside of Oxox into 3, but he's going to wait for this third and final DRS straight on the run out to turn 4. Although Oxox seems to have got a good kick off the corner. And these two have now got themselves a very healthy gap. However, the guys who pitted under that VSC, Lynx, Funky Chicken, Dylan and Tom, are definitely going to have benefited from a cheap pit stop. Just 3 drivers still on the soft tyres at this stage. Oxox, Matt Tibos and Funky Fox, who's now up to P6 already from 18th from the grid. So those pit stops, as well as the moves he's been making early doors, have really propelled him into contention once again. From the back of the grid, there he is in the background. Matt Tibos then setting the fastest lap, a 1:06.5. Quickly usurped by Evil Chris on a 1:64. Let's see Evil Chris showing some good pace. He's right on the back of Funky Fox. There's a little bit of a moment there, just snaps him to the inside. Funky Fox looking at Adam Ake on the run up to turn 3. Down the outside, Adam defends the inside. Gives him the squeeze, Funky Fox up on the curb. DRS is active for both of them. Funky Fox back into the slipstream. Now on the run down to 4, does he go for a move down the inside? No, he doesn't. Concertina up then, CR7 leading this train, Dutch Tricks right behind him. Then Adam Ake, Funky Fox and Evil Chris. Both Williams in the battle as Dylan further back setting the fastest lap. He's now just gone past Funky Chicken as well. So Dylan now showing some pace. Going into the penultimate corner. Andwar and Sway swapping places. Oh, Sway's gone round. Oh, Andwar's gone round as well. Has there been contact there? And a VSC again. Was there contact there on the exit of turn 8? And Sway both seem to go round, whether they span in tandem or there was contact, I'm not sure. He has gone through. Andwar won't pick because he's on the mediums. Oh, he will, so Andwar into the pits under the VSC. Did he get any damage from that? Trundling it down pit lane. They are changing the front wing, so damage unfortunately for Andwar. Another a cheap pit stop under the VSC. James say, dude's been letting me down since AOR season 14. That is of course aimed at Sway, who has just come a cropper. And more VSCs, Austria and Monaco, yes indeed. And we are racing again then. The cars are released and we are back up to speed. With this battle for the lead then, Oxox and TTG Tibos. The 1-2 CR7 putting the hammer down and trying to close that gap again. He's strung this gap out behind them. Funky Fox looking again at Adam Ake. Up through turn 1 they go. Adam should have DRS, but Funky Fox is right in his slipstream as well. I'm going to defend the inside, not this time. Funky Fox gets to the inside for turn 3. Late on the brakes. Through he goes. Adam's going to try and switch back. Both of them should have DRS, they do, but Funky Fox with those soft tyres gets the purchase off the corner. And that is P5 for the McLaren man. Sets about now chasing down Dutch Tricks. Because he put a absolutely stonking move on him at Catalonia earlier in the season. He was at the P2 that day. His teammate coming past him and Dutch for the victory. It was McLaren 1-2. They find themselves 1-2 in the championship. They're both going very well in this one so far. Lynx has recovered to P11, but of course he has pitted. His first stop is out the way, fastest lap there too. Funky Fox a 1:05.9, so the first driver into the 1:05s. There we go, Dutch Trick starting to look at CR7 here for a move into turn 3. He's down the inside, gives it the squeeze, lay it on the brakes, and through goes Dutch. CR7 trying to switch back. Dutch covers the move off though. However, it's now CR7 with the DRS. Is he going to make a move into 4? Just covering slightly the inside. CR7 no way through. Funky Fox tucks in behind these 3 now, just starting to drop the Williams pair. Anwar now sets the fastest lap of the race on those fresh medium tyres. 105.7 for the Ferrari man. He needs a full safety car though. Him's down off the back of the pack after early damage. I think the safety car will bring them all back in together. For the lead, holding steady, and a penalty picked up by TTG Tibos. In the final corner then, you can see him in DRS range, but not close enough. I think he's happy to just be pulled around at this stage. Does now have a penalty to his name though. Here we go, Dutch Trick's 1.3 seconds behind those top 2. Towing CR7. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. It's Dan Morris has spun on the exit of turn 7. Drop there. It seems like a bit of an odd spot to be having dramas, but having dramas they are. There's now 4 cars that we've seen spin there. Tornado demised earlier on. Dan's now had a spin, and Watt and Sway have had a spin as well. But, no VSC or safety car deployed this time. Further back then, the Williams pair circulating together, 6th and 7th, just trying to get back on terms with these 3. Adamako's still within DRS range, so he's been pulled along. Fox closing in on the back of CR7. Ooh, thought that'll move there. Oh, Dutch Trick's the penalty. So makes it a turn 1. CR7 closing in. Funky Fox, oh, I thought Funky Fox thought about a move then, just as CR7 pulled out the slipstream of Dutch Tricks. CR7 gets the move done, big twitch from Dutch as he tries to get the power down, and now Funky Fox around the outside. Just trying to come back at CR7. He goes to the inside to cover, Dutch now having to go around the long way. Funky Fox closing in, right on the rear bumper. No way through, so CR7 back into P3 then. These guys just not closing that gap. Matt Tibos and Oxox still circulating 1 and 2, 1.3 seconds ahead of this battle for 3rd. What's happening further back? You've got Graham in a lonely P8 at the moment, 4 seconds behind the Williams pair. He is 3 seconds ahead of Scuba, who's got Wesker behind him, and then the recovering Lynx after his pit stop is up to P11, and closing on the Ferrari man and Dylan P12. Sway Funky Chicken P13 is Sway behind him. So Aston Martin being chased by the 2 Mercedes. Tom Duval in a lonely P15, Andor a lonely P16, and Dan in a lonely P17, praying for a safety car. Change further back as Lynx goes past Wesker on the run up to turn 3. About this battle again, Dutch Trick pops out. No way through there, but Adamako has also pulled himself and his teammate back onto this as Dutch Tricks and Funky Fox up the inside. Into turn 6, that's brave, Dutch trying to hang on around the outside. Still on the inside, Funky Fox up the inside, sweeping around the outside, there is Alfa Romeo, great racing from those 2. Dutch hanging on to the position for now, but Funky Fox again coming at him around the outside. Dutch covers the line and holds on to the position for now, but that has let CR7 pull away. And he is now out of DRS range, and CR7 meanwhile has closed right in on TTG Tibos. Got himself within that second gap, so it's now a battle of 3 for the lead. Dutch is now out of DRS range of CR7, and here comes Funky Fox to the outside with the DRS, and the move done well before the braking zone. Back up into P4 then for the McLaren man. Here come the Williams pair, Adamako and Chris. Oh, yellow flag further back. It is Anwar again, I think. Yeah, he's another spin at turns 7 and 8. Change of direction, just catching people out, possibly the curbs. That's what's catching people out. No troubles so far for your race leader. Seen a few drivers commenting that the curb is a bit dangerous there, and caught out a number of people already. Oxox then through Pental corner, through the final corner, continuing to lead this race. Oh, you've got Chris in the background having a huge moment, gets himself a penalty, having a huge slide. Just about gathers it up though, but he's now dropped out of DRS range. Albeit briefly, as CR7 now closing back in on the back of TTG Tibos. Into the braking zone, Dutch Tricks meanwhile going past Funky Fox round the outside. It's now traction off the corner. Dutch with momentum, gets the move done, but Funky Fox has got DRS. Looking for the inside line. Dutch gives him a squeeze again. Funky Fox up the inside. Can Dutch hang on around the outside? Funky Fox just leaving him a car's width on the outside. Has he got the move done? He has, yep. Dutch not quite able to keep the overlap. And as they drop into turn 6, move done for Funky Fox. But these three are now dropping away from the front three. The squabbling is not helping their cause. Oxox coming into the pits then, moves to the inside. Or is he? No. I felt like he was going for the pit lane there, but drifted wide, and CR7 has got a run on TTG Tibos as a result, because I think TTG Tibos was held up. As Oxox was a little bit slow. Yellow flag sector 1, it is the Ferrari of Andois, and here comes CR7 for the lead. Round the outside and into first place he goes. The Ferrari is a bit of a distraction there. Move done. Dutch getting the move back on Funky Fox into turn 3. Funky Fox though gets the switch back. Dutch had a bit of a twitch trying to change direction. And Funky Fox back into P4, so CR7 sweeps into the lead of the race for the first time. Oxox down to P2. TTG Tibos still in there in P3. These guys still clear of that battle over 4th. Funky Fox back at the head of this train. Now, we're going to see a pit stop this time. I kind of feel that Oxox wanted to go to the pits last time. TTG Tibos sweeps to the inside. Surely he's pitting. Yeah, Oxox is in. TTG Tibos is in. Funky Fox has stayed out then, so CR7 takes over the lead on his own. It's not showing me there we go. So he is now race leader. Oh, Funky Fox with a big slide through turn 1. That's given Dutch Tricks a run on him on the road up to turn 2. Adamako clinging on resolutely as well. Managed to hold the position, defends the inside, but Dutch is now right back on him. All those soft tyres starting to just go away. Good kick off the corner, but here comes Dutch with the slipstream, with the DRS down the inside into turn 4. Late move on the brakes, and through he goes up into P2. Funky Fox getting a good kick off the corner though, trying to come back at the Alfa Romeo. But nothing doing. Dutch then solidifies P2. Adamako just keeping a watching brief behind him. So Funky Fox, of course, started on fresh soft tyres after qualifying at the back. So they'll be a little bit fresher than the other guys who just pitted, but he's now making a move like he's coming in. And in comes Funky Fox then, so out of P3 he comes. And that leaves CR7 actually leader by 3.1 seconds then. He has inherited a very healthy advantage. Dutch Tricks now second, Adamako up to third. Evil Chris in P4. Lynx is picking his way through, he's now onto the back of Graham, up to P6. You feel that he's in a very strong position if those tyres can get to the end. Now he might be on a 2-stopper because he pitted very, very early. The question is, can those mediums get him to the end? Funky Chicken behind him, who is on tyres of the same age. He gets the move done on Graham into 4. Up to P5 then it goes Lynx. Adamako now on the back. Dutch Tricks. Got the Ferrari in between them. Oh, and Evil Chris spinning off in the background, stays out of the wall. Another one spinning off at turn 7. So it seems to be losing the back end there. It seems to be commonplace. That's a number of drivers have spun off of that corner. Such a shame for Chris, who was running a really strong P4. VSC deployed. anybody take the opportunity to pit? Come Sway. He has decided to pull the pin, as does Evil Chris after that spin. So the third VSC of the race, but no full safety car. Sway going on to the soft tyres, interestingly. That's half race distance, so I don't think they'll get to the end from here, although we have seen some drivers go 14 laps, so might not be out of the realms of possibility. Evil Chris, meanwhile, going on to the hards, so he is not confident that those tyres will get to the end. He's gone for the durable compound. Again, they'll all be hoping for a full safety car. Not had a full safety car yet. Only that one crash, I'm sure, for the end of Tom Robbo. Several spins, though, have brought out VSCs, and we are racing again. So CR7 is your race leader, 3.4 seconds to the good. You imagine he's trying to get to a point where he can switch to the soft tyres and get him to the end. Same with Dutch Tricks, same with Adamaco. Links up to P4. Possibly the net race leader, but the question mark's over whether his tyres will get to the end. He's already got 14 laps on those tyres. There are 17 laps to go. Here comes Funky Chicken on Graham into turn 3. Mercedes-Man moving up to P5, giving chase then to the McLaren. He's going very well at this stage, but again, question marks over whether those tyres will get to the end. Graham yet to make his first pit stop. He is P6. Dylan has pitted as well. He is P7. Trying to stay in touch with Lynx and Funky Chicken. Got Scuba leading this train of cars, which features Wesker, those who haven't pitted yet. Then you've got Ox and TG Tibos, who have both recently pitted. Been going through on Wesker into the penultimate corner. So up to P9 it goes. Ox. Sets off chasing after Scuba. He's had a really good run. Fastest lap of the race to TTG Tibos, who's just behind him as Funky Fox well just behind him. Takes that accolade straight away. 1:05.427 for the McLaren man, who is now flying as well. Tibos looking at, oh, it's 2-3 wide, is it? Scuba, oh, TG Tibos getting squeezed to the outside. Round the outside of Scuba he goes, just got so much more grip. And the Red Bull man is through. He's trying to stay with Ox. Of course, they pitted together. They were battling for the lead. So they're hoping that fresh tyre will bring them back into contention with Dylan, with Funky Chicken, with Lynx, and the guys ahead of them who have pitted. Gap between Ox and Lynx is what we're looking at here, to about 3 to 4 seconds. And Dylan going past Graham for P6, and then spins and into the wall and out of the race. And is that going to be a safety car? It is. Oh, the Aston Martin man then crashes out of the final corner, hits the pit wall hard, and pit stops happening. Graham in, Scuba in. Perfectly timed for them. Tico digging out Dutch Tricks for having a penalty already. So it's a shame for Dylan. Into the pits comes Evil Chris. He's going to get off of those hard tyres. Go for possibly the softs, or best the mediums. Let's see. Dan Morris finally gets that safety car he's been waiting for. He's going to take the opportunity to pit as well. Now, CR7, Dutch and Adam really have to pit here. It's a free pit stop for them. However, Lynx is not that far behind them, so they will not get back out in the lead, but they will be right in contention. Here they come. Yep, turn in. Anwar will take the opportunity to get back onto the lead lap. So that's just what Anwar needed. Through he goes. He can now set off Lynx. Funky Chicken pitting again, so they're making that second pit stop. TG Tibos in as well. And Ox. Now, why is Oxox so far behind TTG Tibos, is my question. Something happened. Well, Oxox was ahead. And now he's behind Funky Fox. Wesker taking the opportunity to pit as well. He's onto the mediums. Interestingly, Wesker's gone for the medium tyres, not the softs. Everybody else has gone for the soft tyres here, so Wesker possibly playing the long game. And CR7 has come back out in the lead of the race, and so after everybody making a pit stop, your running order is CR7 now leads from Dutch Tricks and Adamako. Lynx P4, Funky Chicken P5, Graham has looked in brilliantly now, he's P6. TTG Tibos is P7, Wesker P8, Funky Fox P9, and Oxox down in P10. What's happened to Oxox? Because he was running ahead of TTG Tibos, so he should really be P7. What's happened? Oh, and was sped in the pit lane. It's not ideal. Safety car on lap 22 of 36 here at the Red Bull Ring. On lap 23 we go. And I'm being headbutted by a cat who clearly thinks it's feeding time. Well, you've got to wait another 14 laps, Kate. I'm sorry. So we'll take this little break in the racing action to fill you in with what is coming up on FTRL for the rest of this week, because we are back here at the Red Bull Ring tomorrow for Div 2. The championship very much still alive in Div 2. Pagani leads the way, but Daft Chip and Brutus are right in the hunt. A three-way battle for the title with just 2 races to go. Action kicking off here tomorrow at 8 o'clock, so please do join me for that one. Getting very spicy in Div 2, and then on Thursday we are back with GT Sport. After the chaos that was karting last week, we are back on track with the regular action this week. 2 Group 4 races in the Megane, followed by the Group 3 endurance race, and this week we are racing at the historic Mount Panorama circuit, aka Bathurst. So do join Switchback to go through the action on Thursday at the GT Sport. Of course, getting very excited for GT7 coming up March next year, so excited to see what that game will offer us as a league racing platform. Of course, a little bit disappointed by the numbers of cars per lobby not being increased, probably due to them making it accessible for PS4, but we will do what we can do, and excited to see what the future brings for GT Sport. Of course, this weekend myself and a few of the FTRL lads went to Brands Hatch to watch the British Touring Car Championship. So first time a lot of us have got a chance to meet up with each other. I unfortunately had to miss the Saturday as I was complaining last week about my back injury. I literally couldn't walk for about 4 days because of a muscle I pulled in my back playing squash. So the motto here is don't do exercise, it's dangerous for you. Thankfully my back recovered just in time for me to make it for the racing on Saturday, and of course it was announced a little while ago there was a British Touring Car game coming for the PS5, possibly PS4, some point next year. So excited to see what that brings to the table as well, but keep your eyes posted for an FTRL BTCC League coming in the future. So that game is out and with us. But for now we will focus on F1 and on GT Sport as the safety car will be in this time. We are going to go racing again on lap 25, so we will have 12 laps to sort this one out. Everybody on fresh tyres, and was pitted again, served his 5-second penalty, and he will join the back of the pack. So yeah, BTCC and PlayStation, it was announced last year, pushed forward by Dan Camish, who then probably dropped out of the British Touring Cars this season, but hopefully he'll be back next year and be back on the game. But yeah, very very excited for that. Anybody who played the original Toka British Touring Car games for PS1, PS2, so excited for this. But I'm so excited for this restart. Here we go then. CR7 takes over, dictating the pace, and he has pulled the trigger and gone. And away we go. Dutch Tricks has gone with him. Head up towards turn 1. No DRS for 2 laps after a safety car. Everybody get through turn 1 okay. More penalty for Wesker there. Big cut of turn 1. Oh, who's that making a move? Everybody in a train. Everybody looking like a move. Who was that popping out? Funky Fox, I think, looking at the back of Wesker. Trying to go around the outside of him now. And he's going to get the move done. Oh, what a move from Funky Fox around the outside of Wesker. At turn 3. He's on it already. We've seen him pull off some outrageous moves this season already. And that was another one there. At the back, Tom Deval and Scuba going wheel to wheel as well. AlphaTauri versus Alfa Romeo. That Ox now, he's looking racy. He's got places to make back up again. He's definitely out of place. Oh, who was that at a moment in the background? That was Sway. Big moment for Sway there. Gathered it up okay. Did he get any damage and all that? I think he might have. He looks like he's pulling into the pits. Something's happened to Sway. That restart, big moment for him. Oh, Dutch Tricks picks up another penalty then through turn 1. There they go then. CR7 is rated. Of course, he has a penalty to Adamako. Could be the one to watch here. Sitting in P3, but no penalties to his name. That is one thing I've noticed about Adam recently. He is really keeping penalties to an absolute minimum. And that could see him looking into his second FTRL win here. Let's see what happens. A long way to go in this one yet. Of course, with the field all stacked up behind him. Anything can yet happen. CR7 continues to lead. He has a penalty to his name. Let's look at the penalty situation. 3 seconds for your race leader, 6 now for the guy in P2. TTG Tibos in P7 has 3 seconds, Wesker in 10th and Scuba in 11th. 3-second penalties. Second penalty for the race leader. As I say that, and now one for Lynx as well. Oh, and Ox as well. Penalties racking up all over the shop. What's happened to Tom Deval? Tom Deval's had a moment. He span out the penultimate corner. Oh, such a shame for the Alfa Romeo man. He's having a good battle over P11 with Scuba. What's going on in the pack here? Funky Fox is making moves again. He's got ahead of Graham and TTG Tibos. Tibos going past Graham as well. Graham down 2. And now he's got a teammate on his rear wing. DRS has been re-enabled. Here comes Ox on Graham. Down the inside into turn 4. The Alpines swapping places. A raft of penalties wrapping up on that lap suddenly. I don't know if a lot of them were trying to avoid the spinning Alfa Romeo. A lot of them seem to happen down the order. Good evening, Lord Max of FTRL. Greetings from New York City. Still living it up in the Big Apple, I see. Hope you're well, my friend. Good evening, Matt as well. As David said, Toka 2 was goated. It absolutely was. I absolutely loved that game. Toka 2 was an outstanding game. Loved the multiplayer championship mode. A thing of absolute beauty. CR7 has now got the hammer down and is pulling away. Adamako hanging on to P3 is the net race leader once penalties are applied, but he's now under pressure from the champ. Here comes Lynx looking for a way through. They've both got DRS and Lynx has got such a good run off the corner though. He's got the inside as well. And Lynx, oh, Dutch switches to the inside to defend. Lynx is trying to go around the outside. Can Adamako come back up the inside? Dutch giving Lynx the squeeze. Adamako trying to buy into this around the outside. Dutch hanging on. Oh, contact between Adamako and Lynx. Both getting away with it just about. And Funky Chicken buying into this as well. And Funky Fox is making up progress as well. The battle of the Funkies is on. Into the penultimate corner we go. CR7 stretching his legs now. That leaves 2.4 seconds. He is off and away. But he needs to build at least 6 seconds. Funky Chicken now looking at Adamako. He'll be looking to try and get that move back. Whoa, big twitch from Lynx on the exit of 1. I'll give Adamako a run, but Funky Chicken is in there as well. Oh, big bump into the corner. any damage there. I think Adamaco got away with it. What about Funky Chicken? And all the while, that second McLaren is getting larger and larger in the mirrors. Change for P2, Links down the inside. Dutch Trucks on a swap for the switch back up the inside. But Links gets the move done, and up to P2 goes Links. But he now has a penalty as well. So Adamaco still in pole position in this one. Oh, Dutch Trucks with another penalty. Dirty air there on the exit of 7 and 8. So I'm just wide over the curbs, and that's 3 penalties to Dutch Trucks' name. Another final corner, on to lap 30 we go. CR7 leads by 2.8 seconds now. This is the battle for P2 at the moment. Links leading Dutch Tricks, leading Adamaco, leading Funky Chicken. Funky Fox is on the back of this now as well. Background TTG Tibos and Oxox, who were leading the race for a large part of this race. Oh, 7th and 8th trying to get back on terms. Scuba is 9th. Andwar making progress and having pitted. Got himself back onto the lead lap. Is up to P11 as he gets the move done on Graham on the exit of 3. And now he's chasing after his teammate. As TTG Tibos and Oxox go wheel to wheel. Oxox has got the inside for turn 6. TTG Tibos trying to hang on around the outside. Oh, bumping wheels again. This is the tricky corner. We've seen some incidents there. Oh, Oxox with a big slide. Saves it though. That's given TTG Tibos a run. He's up the inside then into the penultimate corner. Oxox sees the position for now. Scuba trying to buy into this as well. Great battles going on up and down the field. Out of the final corner, Scuba's now got a run on Oxox. The Ferrari's Wesker to the inside. Andwar round the outside of his teammate and into the top 10. Andwar fighting back then. From P16 at the restart, he's up to P10. Here comes Oxox on TTG Tibos down the inside into 3. Gets the move done. TTG Tibos will try and switch back, will he? No. Went a bit deep himself and Oxox gets the move done. But now TTG Tibos has the DRS. Oxox covers the inside. He'll go the long way around. Can he switch back? Oh, parks on the apex. TTG Tibos into the back of him. He is hard racing in the pack. Great scraps going on. Oh, Scuba's now picked up a penalty on the back of these. There, TTG Tibos with a twitch there coming out of 8. Into the penultimate corner we go. Oh, Scuba now with a twitch as well. Further forward, Funky Fox on the back of Funky Chicken. Adamaco on the back of... No, sorry. Oh, Links very wide through the exit of 1. That's going to give Dutch a run. Dutch back up to P2 then. But he's racked up 2 penalties in the last few laps. And here comes Funky Chicken on Adamaco. Down the inside into 3. Gives him the squeeze. Oh, and into the wall. Oh, that was... robust. VSC deployed. And that's such a shame for Funky Chicken. He's having a really good run. He has got no front wing, so he will have to pit, unfortunately. Possibly the last point we could have had a VSC or a full safety car. Didn't retire, thankfully. But he was potentially on for a podium finish there with all the penalties ahead of him. Here comes the Mercedes man. Such a shame for Funky Chicken. 33 then of 36. CR7's lead is 4 seconds. He is pushing as hard as he can to get to that 6-second bracket which he needs. He's got 2 penalties to his name. The one he's really racing is Adamaco, who has no penalties. That gap is nearly there. Look, he's nearly 6 seconds ahead, so it's not out of the question that CR7 could win this one. The VSC isn't going to be helping him because he can't push, and Adamaco, of course, in the pack with Links and Dutch Tricks ahead of him, so he hasn't got clear track. It is very, very close, and away we go. Oh no, Ox has got a drive-through for speeding under the VSC. I expect to see, yep. That is exactly what I expected to happen. Unfortunately, the Alpine has now retired from the race. Oh, and Dan has spun at turn 8 again. Oh, and CL7 picks up another penalty at turn 1. And having nearly got to that magic 6-second mark, he now needs 9. Oh, that's such a shame. Link's getting the move done on Dutch Tricks. Here comes Funky Fox to the outside as well. Links is deep into turn 3. Dutch has now got Funky Fox alongside him. Funky Fox goes through. Gets to the slipstream with his teammate to the inside he goes. Funky Fox is going to go up to P2. Dutch Tricks down the inside into 4. Takes them both wide. Links is back through. Great racing action here. The McLarens swapping places. Now they're both on the outside. Links trying to go around the outside of Dutch Tricks. Funky Fox to the inside of his teammate. Drops back into the line. Adamaco sitting on the back as well. The gap for the lead is now up to 5.4 seconds. The CL7 is pushing hard. Into the penultimate corner we go. Start the penultimate lap of the race. CL7's lead is 5.5 seconds. The battling going on behind there is making that lead go up and up. So Funky Fox is now the one to watch. Dutch is now wide at the exit of 1. McLaren's dive into the slipstream. DRS wide open. Here comes Links on Dutch Tricks to one side. Funky Fox goes to the other. Dutch shuts the door though. Links gets the move done. Dutch is going to come back at him though on the exit of 3. Can't get the move done. Funky Fox tucked in behind. He goes to the outside. Dutch covers the inside hard. Down the inside of Links into 4. Gets the move done. Links trying to switch back. They're alongside each other again. Links is ahead. Dutch has got the inside, but the move is done. Looks up the inside. Big send from Dutch Tricks. Super close action. Millimetres apart. Links still on the outside. Wheel to wheel on the exit of 8. They're banging wheels. Dutch is ahead again as they come up to the penultimate corner. Links drops back into the slipstream. Absolutely outstanding racing action here. It's hard, but it's fair. And all the while, CL7 pulling away. We're on to the final lap of the race. Oh, CL7 gets another penalty. It's now looking like Funky Fox for the win. He just needs to sit where he is. It's him and Adamaco. Here comes Links on Dutch Tricks to the outside. With the DRS, and move is done into the braking zone. Funky Fox trying to go around the outside as well. Oh, Dutch has a big slide on the corner. Funky Fox can't get up the inside. He switches to the outside. DRS active again. Links covers the inside. Down the outside goes Dutch Tricks. Links covers the inside. Dutch has got to sweep around the outside as he does. Dutch back up into P2. Links tucks in again. I'm sure there's plenty of other great battles going on, but this one, oh, Links with a big slide. He gives it through, almost drops it, saves it. Funky Fox and Adamaco go through. CL7 crosses the line. He wins on track. What's the gap going to be back though? Dutch Tricks is going to cross the line second. It's been a great scrap, but it's Funky Fox who wins from Adamaco. Links comes home P3. CL7 is P4. Wesker, oh no, Graham goes P4. It's CL7 P5. Wesker comes through to P6 ahead of Scuba P7. Dutch Tricks down to P8. Andor's P9. Tom Duval crosses the line P10. Evil Chris comes home P11 with Funky Chicken in 12th. TTG Chibos 13th. Dan Morris coming around. He will be P14. Not been his day, unfortunately. But gets to the checkered flag. And Sway rounding off the finish in 15th. What a battle over P2 at the end. But having won a couple of weeks ago, and he's come from the back of the grid. Funky Fox has gone from 18th to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Outstanding drive from Funky Fox. It is his second win in FTRL. And the champagne sprays the McLaren man celebrates his second victory, having won in Belgium a couple of weeks ago. Adamaco joining on the podium. It was that battle really over who would be the first one to finish without any penalties. And Funky Fox just won out. He wins, takes the fastest lap as well. So Funky Fox has had quite a race. It is a win then for McLaren. Adamaco second, Lynx is third. That sees the McLaren boys wrap up the Constructors' title as well. It is a clean sweep for McLaren this season, and further cements Funky Fox's position as P2 in the standings. Graham comes home with P4. A quiet afternoon once again. No penalties means he jumps up the order at the end. CR7 won on track, but those two late penalties just cost him a shot at the win. Ends up P5. Wesker comes through to P6 from 13th. Scuba salvages P7. Dutch Tricks put on one hell of a show for us. Comes away with just P8. Andor recovered to P9. And Tom Duval rounding out the top 10 with Evil Chris, Funky Chicken, TTG Tibos, Dan and Sway the finishers. Oxox, Dylan and Tom Robbo the retirements this evening. Well, there may have been penalties involved and it may have been for the cameras, but we are very, very grateful for that outstanding battle over P2. CR7 cleared off, as we know he can do once he gets clear air. Unfortunately, just too many penalties cost him the shot at a better result. And Funky Fox picks up his second victory. So, what a race from him. From the back of the grid, having been disqualified in qualifying for spinning and going the wrong way, trying to right himself. He makes up for it with a victory in the way it matters in the race. So, his second victory of the season. Great job from him. Adamaco, again, outstanding drive from him. Kept his nose out of trouble. And there was that contact there at the end there with Funky Chicken. And that may be a provisional P2. We shall see what happened in there. And Lynx, the champion, racks up another podium finish. P3 for him there in that battle again. Just that penalty, I think, was going to rule him out of victory contention. And now that huge slide on the exit of turn 8, where we've seen so many people go off this evening already. Just backed out over the end and came home with P3. So that is the end of the racing action. Thank you very much for joining me once again. If you haven't and would like the chat, please do so before you get the chat, the stream before you go. That helps us out immensely. And we are back tomorrow to do this all over again with Div 2 at 8 o'clock. So please do join me for then. And if you can't join me tomorrow, then please tune in on Thursday. Join FTRL Switchback as he commentates over action on GT Sport from Bathurst. But from me for this evening, thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you again real soon.